Yet all over America we have these empty prisons. Now, conspiracy theory folks believe that these prisons are for enemy combatants or local combatants, that when America rises up, they're going to need empty prisons. I don't know if that's true, but isn't it interesting? Immediately after Fort Hood, they went after the guns. They always let the gun guys that kill, guys that rape with guns, they let them go because we don't have space in the prisons. I wonder if they're not setting us up to take our guns. They love reporting kids killed with guns so that we can't protect ourselves. And isn't it amazing, all of a sudden, we have all these empty prisons, and people are shocked. People are shocked, but I've been through these prisons. I don't know. I'm just piecing it together. Do you have a theory on this?
Well, we just reported the story today that our Northcom troops are wearing insignias that are North American, and they're not American, and they're under what many people consider to be the Security Prosperity Partnership, which is the preclusion, the beginnings of the North American Union, and that we've got these deals with Canada and other countries to come in. We saw that thing in Hardin, Montana, where we had like Serbian people coming in and acting like the police. So it's definitely a concern. But, you know, when I looked at what happened at Hurricane Katrina, Mancow, and I saw how people willingly walked into the same Superdomes they were watching football and buying beer at and were held prisoner there, I quit believing in FEMA camps being a necessary part of, you know, controlling America. And then I looked into something like Operation Falcon, where they go out in the morning and they round up thousands of prisoners in these exercises, and I look and say, well, you know, maybe the dissidents will be taken at 6 in the morning and no one will even notice. So a lot has changed just in the last couple of years, but we have to look at now our Superdomes, our sports arenas, as potential holding facilities for Americans. It's like that now. If we resist, of course, it brings us closer and closer to the problem. I mean, what happens when the second shoe drops on the economy and people lose even more jobs and more houses, and they're put out into even more tent cities? How are they going to react to that?
Hey, brother, I live in a big city, and our cities will burn. It'll be like the Chicago Bulls. Anytime the Bulls won, it was like Hell Night in Detroit. You know, we burned down the city. What a way to celebrate! Burn down your own city. But
the Red Sox win the World Series, rubber bullet to the eye. If you're out to,
they'll be bringing out
confidence, though, and it will all be, some guy will say, we didn't mean to do that, and it will all be on TV. The revolution, I think, will be televised, at least their version of it, but we'll be doing this on radio, which kind of brings me to, you know, your problems with the FCC, the new Julius Janikowski, the Obama guy at the FCC who said he wants net neutrality. We now see that the DOD and NSA are working with Microsoft to build in certain security, quote-unquote, control measures into our computer programs. Everything we say and do is monitored. We know that. We've known that for a long time. That ain't news.
Echelon.
That's right. Carnivore. That is not news. But what is news is that you're not allowed to say it anymore, and there are ramifications. There's a punishment. Julius Janikowski, the school chum, allegedly, of cousin Barry Obama, now guarding free speech. How much longer do we have, Mancow?
Well, I have to laugh when I hear free speech, and you know, we say land of the free, land of the free, land of the free, and it's a good form of brainwashing. I remember Hillary Clinton sitting on the Today Show, and she said, you know, for the children, we really should control the Internet. And anytime they mention children, you know you're about to lose a freedom. They will do it under the guise of making fun of homosexuals or African Americans or whatever group they decide is special that day. They will, you know,
yes, it's for the children.
Yeah, for the children. You know, look, the word dummy is insulting to ventriloquist. Did you know this? I'm not kidding about this. The word retarded is insulting. I mean, midget. Every word they will make our dialogue slimmer and slimmer. And look, I can do a show with few. I mean, I'm having to do a show with fewer and fewer words, and it doesn't matter what you mean. It's Orwellian. It's double talk. It's control. And no, look, complete control of the Internet is coming. This is what Obama wants. I have to laugh at all the kids that were, you know, there with Obama. Change in Grant Park. I was there. They were, you know, the mouth breathers. Change. We supported him on the Internet, man. And it's like, yeah, this is going to be the first guy to take away your Internet, you fool. Look, quickly, 9/11.
Ron Paul is out talking about the freedoms of the Internet, and you know, he's just a goofy old racist, right?
Well, Ron Paul is fantastic. I mean, I love Ron Paul. I've traveled throughout the Middle East. I've been into Jordan. I've been into Syria. There are, you know, radical Muslim terrorists that want to kill us.
Mancow, change has come to you. Tell me about now what you think about this whole 9/11 truth scene, and maybe there's something to it, right?
Well, listen. We have to be careful here because 4% control the rest of us, and I do believe that people are awake. I had a Tea Party in Chicago. 10,000 people showed up. I think, Republican, Democrat, we need to look at who the puppet masters are. I'm hoping that libertarian is an answer. I think it's time for something new. You mentioned Ron Paul. He doesn't think libertarians can get elected. So I just think it's time for something new. And if you've noticed, no matter how we vote, whether it's Obama or Bush, we get the same thing.
Well, we get no choices, and that it starts with the bad choices and guys like McCain and Kerry throwing elections. But go ahead.
Well, look, as far as 9/11 goes, there are certainly questions. I will tell you that having traveled in the Middle East, these people are very open that they want to kill us. Rank and file people on the street, the Palestinian region, nuke Israel. They all told me. These were Muslims. Nuke Israel. I said, your children will be killed. We don't care.
Yeah, we have crazies here, too. I understand.
Yeah, but not like this. I mean, we certainly don't want Canada nuked. You know,
I don't. That's where most of my fan base comes from. Mexico,
that's where most of your weed. That's where most of your weed comes from. But look, there absolutely are terrorists. These people are real. They have to be dealt with. Are we building it up? You know, these black-tooth crazies in the desert. We have to stop funding them, and that's a whole other show. 9/11, troubling. I mean, we knew about Atta. We trained some of these guys again, like Hassan at Fort Hood. To what end? Why are we letting these things happen? It seems that our government knows about these things and lets them happen. Is it to take our guns? Is it to take more freedoms? Again, you create the problem. We react in fear. They offer the solution when they have created the problem to begin with, and then we give up more of our freedoms.
Maybe Khalid Sheikh Mohammed will tell us how he stood NORAD down, how Osama bin Laden made NORAD stand down. Maybe he'll tell us how, the drills, how they managed to create the drills that day, or how they managed to bring down Building 7 without a plane hitting it. I mean, I'm anxious to learn some of this.
Yeah, well, to know why it was nobody could fly. No one could fly except for the bin Laden family on 9/12.
Hey, have me up on your show, and I'll talk about the Carlyle Group, and I'll make it funny. Because we've completely forgotten about that. Do you know that the head of GM right now comes right out of the Carlyle Group, appointed by cousin Barry Hussein Obama, has appointed a Carlyle Group man to head General Motors with no car experience, of course, whatsoever. So the Carlyle Group is alive and well. I mean, it's still a story, and I like covering it.
What happened in 1787, and why are we forgetting what our forefathers taught us? And our forefathers warned of enemies, foreign or domestic. Wouldn't it be something if one of these guys actually got to be in the White House and was running the show now? What if we had an enemy in the White House? How are we to react? This guy, it seems to me, is really selling us off here. The whole mess. We just got to keep fighting. We have to keep listening. We have to learn and
what happens in this? We have an election year coming up where everything kind of changes, and then we've got another national election coming up in 2012 when the world is supposed to end. What happens? I mean, give us the Mancow predictions. I know that's a crazy question, but load us up with that, man, and do that for 30 seconds.
Look, there's no love for any of these guys. There's no love for any of them. It is going to be a bloodbath on the dummy craps. They've done a horrific job. Obama, like I said, is worse than I ever imagined. I mean, Chairman Obamacare. I mean, you want them to control everything? Did you see the breast cancer? The new government breast cancer recommendations? Don't worry about it until after you're 50. Sure, that'll be great. And once the government takes over, you won't ever have to worry about it. It's 70, 80, whatever.
They'll put people in your house to make sure that you're safe and that they're getting their full, money back on this health care scheme. But why not just let ourselves be completely controlled, body, mind, and spirit by the government? That's freedom. That's what the founding fathers intended.
No. Yeah, we have miles and miles of people in Chicago, my city, that have been told, vote Democratic, we'll give you welfare, we'll give you money for your shiny tennis shoes, we'll give you government cheese. Now, you're going to get sick, you're going to be diabetic, but, and you're going to be, all of you are going to be very fat. We're going to reward you with all the cheese you can eat and all the diabetic medicine you need, free cable. Now they're doing free cell phones, cash for clunkers, appliances. And by the way, if you don't vote the way we tell you, we're going to pull the free stuff. No, look, our founding fathers were very clear. They thought that landowners and people that had some vested interest, some skin in the game, should vote. Now it's a nation of people with their hand out. Whoever can give them the more free stuff, we have a segment of our population, whoever can give them the more free stuff, that's what they want. They want to be taken care of. They want to be treated like children. I mean, you mentioned New Orleans, and I mean, this is all races, all religions. There's just a group of people in America that want the handouts. I think about the people. I'll never forget this. You mentioned New Orleans, up to their neck in water, going, what do we do? Well, there's your welfare state. Well, there's your welfare state. Well, there's your welfare state.